Hi guys, it's me. I'm back. It's pretty miserable outside. I'm just on my way home from the school run and I felt the need to just stop and do this, and I've been wanting to do it for a couple of weeks now, and I've been trying to find the right day, the right time, and just kept putting it off. But today, with that rain on the windscreen, took me back to somewhere in just a split second, and it's amazing how you can just go back to that one place. Just one little memory can take you right back there, and your whole world feels like it's falling apart again. But it isn't. It's okay. Everything's fine. But yeah, I wanted to share this poem that I'd written 2 years ago now, because it was 2 years ago around this time, and it was a really important time for me because it was sort of when I woke up from the shock and the grief that I'd been feeling for 2.5 years, which I didn't even realise I was in at that time. I was just on autopilot, and I was a very different version of myself. And then I sort of got to this time 2 years ago when I wrote this poem, and it was like a new beginning, and it was such a welcoming feeling and refreshing, and just to really feel alive again, because you kind of been walking around like a zombie, half dead. And I wasn't the best person that I could be, and I wasn't the best mum that I could be to my son. I wasn't the best partner. I wasn't the best friend I could have been. And so it was just a very refreshing realization to wake up and to feel those things and to write them down into a poem, and for it to be the same time of year now for me to share it with you, just because I think we all get to that part in our lives when it comes to autumn and it's getting darker and it's miserable and it's been raining 2 days in a row, where you just feel a bit meh. And that's pretty much how I feel right now on this journey. So anyway, where I've stopped is a very popular pee spot that we stop with my son, because if he needs the toilet on the way home, he didn't need it 15 minutes ago when we left school, but he can't wait 10 minutes. So this is my normal pee stop place for him, and I've just decided to stop here. I can see the busy road in front of me. I'm not stopped on the road, I'm like in a lay-by. Don't worry, I'm safe. I'm very safe right now. My baby girl, she's just sleeping next to me. God, she's so beautiful. Look at her. Babies make everything so much better, and sleeping babies, wow, that's so much better. So I haven't washed my hair for about 5 days, and that's because I've had a purple toner put on, which you can't really see very well. I'm trying to preserve the colour, but by not washing it for 5 days just makes it look really crappy. But tonight's the night I'm washing it, because I'm going to go to hot pod yoga for the first time, and it's going to get sweaty. It's like 37-degree pod, doing yoga. So yeah, it's going to probably need a wash. But you get the added benefit of it not being washed today, and me looking like this on the way back from the school run. And we were 5 minutes late for school, which is pretty good going for a Monday, especially because it took 45 minutes to get my son out of bed. Yet the past 2 days at the weekend at 7:30, he's been like, "Mummy, can we go downstairs?" And today's Harvest Festival, and would you believe that still, when I was 9, 20 years ago, they're still taking in tins of food. So I've sent him off with his tin of tomato soup. Memories, it's brilliant, still going on 20 years down the line. And I'll probably do it for Ray as well when she starts school, and I just think it's very great and very simple. Back to basics, take in your tin for Harvest Festival, put your clothes in your orange, go to church, sing some songs. Wonderful, can't wait for that later. So yeah, this poem, I've had to send it to Ed's iPod again. Really, I do know it off by heart, but I kind of feel like I want it there so I don't ruin it, because it was such a huge turning point for me. And how I was saying before, how you write things and then you can look back and reflect, and that was a really good time for me to just be in that zone and to feel that way, and to come out of this horrible stage that I'd been in, and just to feel positive and see that there's a future and that everything's going to be all right. And it's still really hard every single day, 4.5 years on. Like now, sitting in the car on the way to school with the rain on the windscreen really gave me that heart palpitation feeling, and I had to snap myself out of it, because I'm driving, and I can't just burst into tears and scream and shout and crumble. but that's how it made me feel. So yeah, I've stopped now. She's stirring. So I'm just going to read this, and it's very autumnal. Okay. Today I am a tree. I will shed the different colours of my leaves. Like feathers, they will float to the ground, along with all the other lost and founds. But I'm still here, standing tall, as I face a delectably rich, bittersweet fall. There may be shadows, but only when sunshine is cast, and I will use this time better than the last. For a while, I'll look bare, naked, open for the world to see. But when the birds return to sing, I'll be bold and beautiful, full of vibrant new leaves, as I say goodbye to what was, and for what is to come, I shall embrace everything. So crunch me under your feet if you wish. Throw my leaves to the air and let them flutter, for my memories are not beneath your boots, they are forever entwined deeply into my roots. As I grow, they will grow too, and this journey isn't just for me, it's for all of you. How can autumn be so beautiful when everything is dying? The person that wrote that quote didn't realise they were lying. They didn't see that it's a chance to be reborn. There is no death, only new passages we form. It's not very often we see one on their own. Together they stand, all in a row. Think about it simply, we can all just be a tree. Imagine that concept and let it set you free. So that's my tree poem. It's one that I'm very proud of, just for the meaning of it, and just I think it's just beautiful, like my own words. And partly that is because it was such a big thing for me to come out and to feel those things and to write them down and to just know that everything was going to be alright. And from that point on, I did see life differently, and I'd come on this amazing journey of grief. It was just so tough and so lonely, and it's very selfish as well. You get very selfish and you forget that there's a world around you, people that need you, and you just become very consumed by the grief, and you can't get out of it. You don't even know you're in it. You don't know. And that was the thing. I came out of it 2 years ago, and I hadn't even known I'd lost not only my dad, he was dead, but so many other people. I'd lost a best friend, my relationship with my son's dad had broken down, people had stopped speaking to me, and it was just a very lonely time. And that poem was the pick-me-up point to where I was like, get your shit together, you've got this, you've got a life to live, you've got a beautiful little boy that you need to just be his mummy again to, and you've got family that have missed you. And so yeah, I came out of that a different person, and I'm very grateful to have been lost for 2.5 years, because it made me who I am right now, as sad as it was. But yeah, so I've shared that with you. Thank you for listening. Happy Monday, guys. It can only get better, right?